constantly, love me constantly. You do it for me spiritually. This kind of love, no be digital, it no be digital, yeah.
Well, Dylan, how are you? Nice meeting you. Thank you for taking this time to help me out with this podcast or interview, I guess. But yeah, so obviously, I just wanted to talk to you about the whole situation regarding social media and the kind of influence it has on students like myself, or like both of us, or even like teenagers as well. So I just want to ask you, like, to what extent do you think social media is influencing university students today?
As a whole, I'd say it's influencing them. It's pretty seriously. Um, Pretty much everybody I know is on social media and consumes a lot of social media, and I can see very blatantly from even when you're just walking into a room, you can see that people, the way they act, the way they dress, sometimes even the way they interact with people, is very heavily influenced by the big things that they've seen online. I think it's kind of the culture for this sort of generation is completely morphed by what they see on social media.
Would you say like it's good influence or bad influence, or like more of both?
There's good and bad. I'd say for the most part, it's good because you get to see a lot more backgrounds and stories and ways
Mm.
of life, lifestyles that you don't normally see just on your day to day. It's a good way to get into like niche interests, people that like very specific things. It's better for them to find communities that like those same sort of things. Is a good way to further your development as a human. There are negative aspects to it, but I think they're outweighed by the positives pretty significantly.
Yeah. I see like even some of what you said, I feel like it can also be in a way that too much social media, like or too much of anything is kind of was quite bad to be fair. I
Yeah.
feel like yeah, like when you're on social media a lot, it kind of does like cause depression and certain bad influence in a way when you're on it too much. I think here and there is good. You like to see some things, news, like something you like to watch regarding sports. Like I watch boxing, I like to keep up with some boxing
Mm.
content. Yeah, but scrolling too much and everything really wastes the time, cause depression to be fair. Yeah, so looks like how would you like characterize this type of social media influence? Like how would you like characterize it?
Um, on myself or just in general?
I'd say maybe a bit of both, like yourself and maybe in general as well. But
Okay. Uh, well, me, I'd say I don't get many of the like negative influences because I I'm quite first of all I've trained myself to be quite media literate. So everything I watch and try to understand the context in which it was recorded, how it was posted, who it was posted by, what their intentions were with the post. Um, so to sort of mitigate that influence that you could get from something. So for me, my consumption of social media is mainly just a reinforcement of my interests. Um, so I'd say the major influence would be through fashion and like how I choose to style myself. I do very often look to social media influencers that I follow, people whose style that I like, um, to sort of influence my own choices in the fashion that I wear. That'd be me. And then I say that's quite common as well for social media influence in general. Um, so a lot of people are influenced by what they see people wearing, what products they use. Um, I say again, the way that people talk to each other, slang. Um, there's a lot of US slang that sort of makes its way over here, and that's purely because of social media and sort of the dominance that America has over it. Um, Negative side, uh, I guess the sort of there's a lot of bad word of mouth spreads faster than positive word of mouth, and it's easier to be hateful and downputting than positive and uplifting. And people like to be outraged a lot more, and I think that sort of change it motivated people that make content on social media to farm engagement that way. That's the way that they make their money, is through rage baiting, is through getting people to engage, and the easiest way to get people to engage is negatively. So I think that influences people to be more aggressive and more negative in their outlook on social media and then just things in general.
Yeah. What kind of things do you like keep up with like on social media? Are you like a sports person, fashion person, or culture?
Yeah, so fashion, culture, music, I do quite a lot of politics. It's one of my niche interests. And then I got like I watch a lot of random stuff. I also watch a lot of French content because I did French A level, and I tried to watch French content to try and keep myself using it, keep myself understanding the language. Yeah, I just kind of watch a bit of everything. I do watch some sports, but yeah, I'd say mainly like news, fashion, and music is like most of what my feeds consist of.
Yeah. Wait. Are you from France or?
No, I'm not. I just my grandparents live in France,
Ah,
and when I did French, I just picked it up really easily. So I just sort of kept with it.
okay. Makes sense. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. But yeah, so like within like different countries, or like let's say the countries like Australia and Spain that are moving towards like a strict regulation of
Hmm.
social media. What are your thoughts around, and is this something you would encourage at university level? Because like, it's kind of like strict regulations within like certain countries in a way that, I think it also shows a kind of like in a way that there's some people out there that are actually really against social media, or if not,
Hmm.
it could probably be the reason why the fact that, okay, why they're making these regulations or rules is only a point where maybe it's because it's actually affecting people in a very bad way. But do you think this is a good idea, or would you like say this is like, something that should be done, or?
Um, I'm not for social media bans. I don't think it's not a sign of a good democracy when you start to implement censorship. This idea that they're essentially taking the responsibility away from parents. I do think it's the responsibility of parents to look after their children, as well as social media companies. They do need better moderation teams, and I think, in a way, this is done so that social media companies don't have to invest in moderation as much as they should, because instead of having to make sure that they're not showing the wrong content to wrong people, just get rid of the people that can watch the content. I think it takes a lot of the onus off of these social media companies. I also just don't think it's great when we live in a social media world. This is how we communicate. I don't think it's a good idea because Australia, I think, is 16. The ban is now. I don't think it's a good idea to wait that long to bring people into that world because other countries aren't doing that. So then you're getting people that are more digitally savvy in other countries. You're basically underhanding your own population. I mean, I myself, my mum was quite overprotective and strict when it came to social media. So I didn't have social media until I was 15, 16. And it actually is it's quite exclusionary. Like you do feel quite left out when you're not part of that world. And then I had to teach myself how everything works. I still don't know how most apps work. And I don't think I think I could trust myself well enough. And if your parents put in the work to show you how to navigate social media, and we had more lessons in sort of media literacy and understanding the content that we watch, and how you report it, how you don't let it affect you. Then there's not a real reason to have this ban. It's just that I think parents and schools and education systems and the moderation teams for these social media platforms just need to do more work and take more control over the content that people see and the education around media literacy.
Yeah, spot on. Yeah, I think everything you said was actually right. I do agree to a certain extent. Yeah, yeah. I think but overall, for, like the way I see it as well, if they're making these rules, it's got to be from mostly from bad influence in a way. I mean, I wouldn't really think that you would take away something that's a good influence in a way. So it's like, I think but yeah, everything like you're saying, I actually agree with, man. And again, I really appreciate you taking this time to help me out with this podcast. Yeah, but that's what we have for today. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
No worries, man.
Dylan, it's been nice. It was nice meeting you. It was been nice
And you,
speaking to you
man.
as well. I hope you have a good day.
And you, bro.